Okay, guys. So we will continue the discussion, and now we are going to discuss about Attorney General. Okay, so Attorney General of India we will discuss, and then Comptroller and Auditor General. Okay, and we will discuss CAG. I have told you these are, and then Election Commission, Finance Commission. These are some miscellaneous topics you can expect questions. Okay, and then Panchayati Raj institutions. Okay, so these are the main areas that we need to cover. Parliament also we will try to cover today. So Attorney General, there is nothing much to discuss here, is the first law officer of the government of India, and appointed by the president, and his office is during the pleasure of the president. Okay, then what is a qualification? He should be qualified to be appointed as a Supreme Court judge. So that is actually the qualification. With respect to the qualification of Supreme Court judge and High Court judge, we'll discuss when we deal with the judiciary separately. So as of now, this is the qualification. Now, what is his duties? He basically advise the government of India on the legal matters. Guys, if you see in the government of India, this 1833 Charter Act, if you see, there was a provision that Governor General of Bengal post became Governor General of India. Until then, there were 3 council members, which was once again increased to 4. And the 4th member was actually law member, right? So what was his role? Exactly the same as the role now here. His role was basically to advise the Governor General in the matters of law. And you know, the first law member was Lord Macaulay. Okay, so here the Attorney General, his role is basically to advise the government of India on legal matters, and this person will appear or represent union and states before any courts. Okay, and will he be allowed to practice privately? Yes, he can go for private practice also, whether it is Attorney General, that is at the union level, or Advocate General at the state level. They can go for private practice, but the problem is not the problem, provided the other party should not be the government. Like between A and B, and if A is his client, no problem, but B should not be the government or the state. Otherwise, if this is another party, then there is no problem, private practice is allowed. Okay, so he actually paid a salary? He is not getting any salary, so he's not paid a salary, but there is a retainer. And who will decide this retainer? It will be decided by the President of India, but it has to be equivalent to the salary of the Supreme Court judge. So remember, here he's not getting a salary, that's why he's not like a government employee. That means he can take a private case also. Okay, he can practice privately. He will be getting retainer. That means similar to the salary of Supreme Court judge. Now here, guys, he is actually superior in some way. If you look into, he is getting the salary wise. If you see Supreme Court judge, then he can practice privately also. These are some advantages, right? And also he have the right to audience in any court of India, and he can also be part of parliamentary committee without any right to vote. So even in the parliamentary proceedings also he can attend. So he get that privileges and immunities like MP. Now look into this. Attorney General getting the privileges of MP, the immunities, privileges, etc. He's getting the salary of Supreme Court judge. He can practice privately because he's not getting salary from the government. Okay, so he's actually paid retainer. So these are the few points that you need to keep in mind. Appointed by the president, during the pleasure of the president, he hold the office. Okay, and generally, whenever the government changes, the Attorney General automatically resign as per convention, right? There is no point in discussing about this convention. Yesterday I've told you what you mean by convention. These are something which is generally practiced, but that can be legally challenged also. Legal backing is there. I've told you, if speaker is from the ruling party, the deputy speaker will be from opposition party. That is a convention. Similarly, the Attorney General will resign when the government dissolved, right? In that situation also, because this government let's suppose whatever government is appointing this attorney, and why he's appointed this Attorney General, the government, because the role is basically to advise the government in legal matters. Once this government is automatically gone, that means automatically the Attorney General will resign. Okay, there is no strict things like that. If the other government also want to appoint the same person as the Attorney General, then there is no problem. But that never happened, right? So automatically he will resign. The Attorney General in this case will automatically resign with the fall of the government. So that is a convention. Okay. So this is one point that you need to remember. He's getting us retainer. He's not getting a salary. He's not a member of the cabinet, but he have the privileges of MPs, right? He have the right to attendance, and he's not a government servant, not a full-time counsel of the government also. He can go for private practice. So these are key points that you need to look into. Now again, when you look into the Attorney General, there will be his assistants, right? So this post is there in the constitution. And then Solicitor General of India, he will be assisting, right? So assisting the Attorney General. So there can be Solicitor General, and then there will be again Assistant Solicitor General, etc. Additional Solicitor General, like that will be there. At the state level, Advocate General. Okay, now Comptroller and Auditor General. So he will be considered as the guardian of public purse. Okay, so basically to audit the accounts of union and states. So if you remember, I have told you when we discussed about the federal setup, there is a unitary bias. And one of the point that I've mentioned over there is with respect to Comptroller and Auditor General, right? At the central level, but he also audit the states. Other than that, he also audit the accounts of the union territories also. Okay, and he can also audit the accounts of this PSUs and any other body which is substantially financed by the union or the state. So he is appointed by the president and removed by the president on the ground of proved misbehavior or incapacity. But that removal will be similar to the Supreme Court judge. So how the Supreme Court judge will be removed, that we need to discuss later when we discuss about judiciary. But here in both house, the resolution will be passed with a special majority. When we talk about special majority, 2/3 of the majority, both the house has to pass the resolution upon the removal of the Comptroller and Auditor General, right? So that is how he is removed. Now he take oath before president, like what is mentioned in the third schedule of the constitution. Guys, look into the schedules of the constitution. They can ask you specifically question from schedule also. This I forgot to mention this. Each schedule, this is something which you should be knowing. What is first schedule, what is second schedule, third schedule, what is it dealing with, what is especially fifth schedule, sixth schedule, and then where the defection is coming. Okay, and where this land sealing acts and everything is coming, where the Panchayati Raj institution, the 73rd, 74th amendment, where is it coming? All these should be in your fingertips. As soon as you see the option, you should be in a position to know. So the third schedule is dealing with the oath, and he will be taking oath under the president, before the president. Okay. Then after his retirement, he will be disqualified from being appointed under union or state government. Okay, next we will go with parliament. Guys, I might have missed some of the points, but whatever is coming to my mind is what I'm discussing here. Look into Lakshmikant. At least the thing is, see the topics that I'm mentioning here, and then based on that, go with that in detail, right? Even when I discuss about parliament, as in the usual class, I've taken around 6-7 sessions for discussing parliament. So here in 15 minutes, I'll be discussing those areas. But how many pages are there in Lakshmikant? Around 40-45 pages are there. So read that, at least everything. What you need to read, you need to know what is Rajya Sabha, what are the special powers of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, the special powers of Lok Sabha. Okay, so, and then you talk about the Rajya Sabha chairman, the speaker, the roles of the speaker. Okay, and then you talk about different sessions of parliament. Okay, different bills. All these have to be covered in detail. So Rajya Sabha, 233 elected members and 12 nominated members. In fact, in the constitution, there is a provision for 238, but this is not required to know. At this juncture, this is enough for you, right? 233 and 12 experts or the specialists from any areas. Okay, and then UT, 4 MPs, right? Out of this, Delhi, 3, and Pondicherry 1, and then states 229. So who will be electing these members? It will be elected by the state legislative assembly. And what system? Proportional representation and by means of single transferable vote system. The same thing is what we have discussed under president. And yesterday I had sent you the video also with respect to single transferable vote that we have discussed much before. And in case if you have any doubt, is there any doubt seeing that video? That single transferable vote that we have discussed under president, the same discussion we have already done. So just go through that video. That doubt will be very clear to all of you. Okay, now what should be the qualification and all, guys? There is no point in me discussing it here. He should be the citizen of India. Age should not be less than 30 years, right? He should be a registered voter, like that. The disqualifications and all you need to look into. What is the federal features? Or we have already seen some special powers of Rajya Sabha, right? You have seen 249, we have seen 312. I think in the first session itself we have discussed. And with respect to emergency also, you have seen both the houses need to be accepted, right? Even all the three emergencies, whether it is 352, 356 and 360, all the three emergencies has to be accepted by both the houses of parliament. So there also you can see the powers of Rajya Sabha. So these are actually the federal features of Rajya Sabha. So if you get a question, which among the following is the federal features of Rajya Sabha, you can write that. But what is this? I've told you, if the Rajya Sabha is passing a resolution with a special majority, then the parliament can legislate upon the state list also, right? Rajya Sabha pass a resolution with a special majority, that means with the 2/3 of the majority, then the parliament can legislate upon the state list. We have discussed all these. Okay, and then that is under 249. 312, all India services, one or more all India services. Rajya Sabha can pass resolution upon that creation of all India service also. And 368 also, amendment of the constitution, Rajya Sabha have a major role. With respect to emergency also, there is a major role. Impeachment of the president, right? And also election of the president. Elected members of Rajya Sabha will participate in the election of the president. Impeachment of the president. If the resolution is passed in Lok Sabha, then Rajya Sabha will play the investigative role. So there is a quasi-judicial power which is there with the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so in fact, Rajya Sabha represent the interest of the states. Chairman, vice president is the ex officio chairman. Ex officio chairman means because he is the vice president, he automatically become the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Deputy chairman will be elected by the house from the amongst its the members only. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, quickly we will see the special powers of Lok Sabha. I'm not talking about what is Lok Sabha and all. You know, even in the beginning also we have discussed the strength and everything. The nominations, 2 members can be nominated from the Anglo-Indian community. 543 will be elected. Okay, so what are the special powers of Lok Sabha? Even from the previous discussion, you can simply talk about one special power that we have discussed during emergency, right? Lok Sabha can pass a resolution or can 10% of the members, if they decide, they can actually challenge the they can go for the revocation. You just need to sign a petition and you have to submit it to the president, and then within 14 days there will be a meeting which is convened, and if there is a majority 2/3 that you are not able to get, then emergency will be revoked. This one is a special power. Okay, other than that, what are the special power with respect to no confidence motion? No confidence motion can be which is against the Council of Ministers, right? And the confidence has to be proved in the House. With respect to money bill also, there are special power, right? Even the Rajya Sabha is rejecting with or without the amendment, Lok Sabha can pass it again. So with respect to money bill also, special powers are there. So emergency, no confidence motion, money bill, anything else? Yeah, in case of joint sitting, right, who will be presiding the joint sitting? It will be the joint sitting. I hope you know the situation in which the joint sitting is done. So in case of joint sitting, who will be presiding? It will be the speaker. Now speaker is actually from the Lok Sabha, so there also Lok Sabha is actually superior over the Rajya Sabha. Okay, now when we discuss about Lok Sabha, we need to discuss about the speaker. They can ask you in prelims as well as in mains the role of the speaker. So who will be the speaker? Speaker will be elected amongst it from its members only. So now before the speaker getting elected, there will be a pro tem speaker which will be appointed by the president. Okay, so once the new Lok Sabha is constituted, there will be a pro tem speaker who will be appointed by the president and whose oath will also be taken by the president. Okay, so who will be this pro tem speaker? The eldest member of the Lok Sabha will be the pro tem speaker. And what he will do, he will be doing two functions. First, he will administer the oath of all the newly elected members of the Lok Sabha. So first, what he will do, he will do the oath, and then he will preside the election of the new speaker. So now the new speaker will come. Guys, this new speaker actually will not be these speakers not taking oath as speaker. They will be taking oath as MPs. Okay, and they will be doing the job as the speaker, but the oath is actually taken as MP. So speaker is actually the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, and he is not answerable to the court of law for discharge his functions. Okay, and I've told you, as per convention, if the speaker is from Lok Sabha, the deputy speaker will be from, no, not Lok Sabha. If the speaker is from the ruling party, the deputy speaker will be from the opposition party. Okay, similarly, how can you remove the speaker? Only can be removed by moving a resolution which should be passed with the effective majority. Okay, but before that, 14 days notice should be given. So these are need to be looked upon. And to start this proceeding, you need the support of 50 members of Lok Sabha. So just see that removal procedure also. Now, suppose if the speaker and deputy speaker offices are vacant, then what will happen? The president will appoint any member of Lok Sabha to act as the speaker if it is vacant. If it is absent, then the duty of the speaker will be performed by a person chosen from that, by the Lok Sabha. The one person will be chosen by the Lok Sabha. He will, if the speaker is absent and if the deputy speaker is also absent, if the speaker is absent, deputy speaker. If the deputy speaker is also absent, then one person will be chosen by Lok Sabha. Vacant means either because of disqualification or death or anything, then the president will appoint. Okay. Now, what are the special powers of speaker? Powers of speaker, one of the most important power is he will be deciding whether any bill is a money bill or not, and his decision is actually final and binding in this context. Okay, and I've told you just before, in the joint sitting, who will be presiding the session? It is a speaker who will be presiding the session in the joint sitting. Okay, and all the committees in the parliament will be functioning under the control of the speaker. And if he is part of any of the committee, automatically he will be the chairman of that committee. Okay. Similarly, in case if Lok Sabha is dissolved, the speaker will remain. Why? Because Lok Sabha is an institution, right? That will have to continue. So speaker will represent the Lok Sabha as an institution. So he will continue the office till the next Lok Sabha is getting elected. So he will be representing the Lok Sabha. In case if the Lok Sabha is dissolved, all the members of Lok Sabha cease to be a member of the House, but the speaker will remain in the office till the next Lok Sabha is constituted. In case if the Lok Sabha is dissolved, the logic behind this is only the members are losing the membership, right? Due upon dissolution, Lok Sabha as an institution should continue. That is why speaker will continue even upon dissolution, and till the time the next Lok Sabha is constituted, he will be there. Okay, pro tem speaker, I hope it is clear. His function, two important function, administering the oath of the newly elected member and also election of the new speaker. Okay, guys, tenure, 5 years and all, there is no need to discuss now. Next is a very important topic, that is with respect to the disqualification of MPs. Okay, so disqualification of MPs under Article 102. So the first one, under Article 102, Clause 1, a person shall be disqualified by the President of India upon the recommendation of Election Commission. Okay, whether it is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. I'm talking about MP. Either the Rajya Sabha MP or Lok Sabha MP will be disqualified by the President upon the recommendation of Election Commission. Okay, now that is the main clause. And then subclauses will come, 102, Clause 1, subclause A. So here, if he holds office of profit. So this is actually talking about office of profit, and this is the context in which this office of profit bill and all which came before, and Abdul Kalam used a suspensive veto during because there was an issue with respect to Sonia Gandhi. But at this juncture, we don't want to discuss all those things. So if you hold the office of profit, then that can be disqualification if it is not exempted from the list of office of profit. 102 Clause 1 subclause B, it is of unsound mind. Okay, and then similarly C, different provisions are there, guys, just look into that. C is talking about insolvency. Okay, that means indebtedness. And then D is talking about if you are not a citizen of India, and E is talking about any law which is made by the parliament. And under that law, if you are not able to be a member, like if you are disqualified under any law which is made by the parliament, then also you will be disqualified. So these are the grounds under which the disqualification of MPs. So mainly how the disqualification is done, it will be the president upon the recommendation of Election Commission. These are the grounds. We will also discuss about this anti-defection. Okay, anti-defection under which schedule? 10th schedule. This was asked many times in prelims as well as in mains. A very important topic, very important question that you need to study in detail, but I'll quickly tell you what amount to anti-defection. So what is this 10 schedule is all about? This is talking about political defection. What do you mean by political defection? Changing the political party. Once you get elected for the personal gain, you are changing the political party. Okay, so anti-defection law, who is in charge of applying this law or disqualifying the member? It is the speaker. So okay, so in this way you can say that speaker is having some kind of judicial power also. Okay, so the speaker, the presiding officer, will decide this anti-defection. Okay, the political defection. What are the conditions if the defection involved? If the independent member of the legislature, you got elected as independent member, but you join in any political party. Guys, people have elected you by seeing you as an independent member. They are neither happy with this party X and party Y. So they have elected you as an independent member. Now, once you got elected, now you see opportunity in a particular party that you can get a better position. Then you are converting. This is political defection. So this is one setup. Okay, so this is one way. Secondly, a nominated member. The nominated member, once the nomination is done, after 6 months, okay, if you are joining any political party, that will amount to defection. So remember, after 6 months. Now, before 6 months, if you want to join, you can join. That doesn't amount to defection, because you are nominated, maybe you are an expert or anything. Even if you talk about Sachin, okay, suppose any nominated member, they want to join any political party. Once they nominated, immediately they feel like they need to join, they are fascinated or they are attracted with some political party, then it's okay. But after 6 months, till 6 months, no such things. But after 6 months, you feel like that means there is some personal gain which may be there in that. That is the assumption. So after 6 months, this is not allowed. Okay. Third one, you elected from a political party, party X, and then you join in the party Y. That also amount to political defection. So they will ask you which among the following amount to political defection. Very important. Similarly, one very important point, if you disobey this whip which is issued by your political party. Whip means you will be given the guidelines, right? Like you have to vote in this situation. that is what you mean by whip. Okay, now Supreme Court have clarified that where you need to follow the whip exactly, and if you're not able to follow that, that means the guidelines which is issued by your political party, that also amount to defection. But before that, one more condition is there. Within 15 days, guys, you went against the whip which is issued. This has happened many times also, okay, recently also. And within 15 days, if your political party, if you can convince the political party this is the reason why I voted against, then if the political party is condoned, then there is no problem. Okay, then that won't amount to defection. But if it is not condoned by the political party, that amount to defection. So these are the situations: independent member join the political party, nominated member joining the political party after 6 months. That means, which will not amount to defection? If before 6 months he joined the political party, doesn't amount to defection. What the third one I've told you? Resigning from one political party and joining the other political party. But here one catch is there. You are resigning, or 2-3 people are resigning, some small group is resigning, they might be seeing some good opportunity. But on the other hand, if 2/3 of the members of the political party breaks away and then forming another party or joining any other party, this won't amount to defection. Okay, a small group or single members are resigning and joining, this amount to defection. But this actually shows a serious problem with that party, right? That is why, if the majority, even this is what special majority that we talk about, right, 2/3 are moving, and then there is no problem. Similarly, the speaker also. Suppose you elected from this political party X, and then you got elected as speaker. One speaker or deputy chairman. Okay, so speaker or chairman and deputy chairman, Rajya Sabha. Then what happened? You resign from this political party. Now, whether you join the political party or whether you did not rejoin this party, there is no problem. Once you have elected as speaker, then you resign, no problem. This will not amount to defection. Okay. So what I'm saying is, speaker resigned, he did not rejoin, still it does not amount to defection. He did not join any other party, he did not rejoin this party also, this won't amount to defection. He just resigned from that political party. Okay. Okay, now with respect to this power of the speaker, here I've told you the speaker will decide, right? And this power is, speaker join another party is defection. Here I am talking about speaker not joining another party and not joining his own party also. He wished to remain neutral, means let him remain neutral. That is the idea there. Okay, now the speaker power of this disqualification is subject to judicial review. In fact, all such kind of punishments, guys, there is a simple thumb rule. You see anywhere whether judicial review is there on any act, if it is a punishment, anybody is facing any punishment, any kind of punishment, this will definitely subject to judicial review. This punishment should be because of any executive action. Okay, now the question is whether it is a punishment or not. If there is a disqualification as a punishment, then there will be judicial review. Now, how can you see whether something is punishment or not? Look into this word, stigma. Is there any stigma which is involved? If there is a stigma, then this is a punishment. Okay, and if it is a punishment, there is a judicial review. And in judicial review, what all things will be checked mainly? The first thing that will check is natural justice. These are things you need to know anyway. Even after getting into service also, you need to know natural justice. I hope these are clear for you. Nobody shall be punished unheard. Then there are different other principles, right? Nobody can be the judge of their own case, and then authority should act bona fide, all these things. So this is a test. If you can prove that you are punished, then the court will look into whether natural justice is followed or not. This is very important. Then the court will look into the specific rules, whether this is followed or not. Okay, and if this is followed, then the court will again look into, the merit of the case. So this is how it will go. First, court will see natural justice complied or not. Second, the specific rules complied or not. Third, the court will look into the merit of the case. That means this is how the judicial review will go in any case of punishment. So here what I want to tell you is, if you have any confusion whether something is attracting judicial review or not, just see whether it is whether it is a punishment or not. Here it is disqualification. Disqualification is a punishment. Even when we discuss about election commission, when they disqualify some candidate to be contesting election, immediately can there be judicial review? Definitely there is a judicial review. Okay, because he disqualified means it is a punishment. Now how to check whether it is a punishment or not? Is there any stigma involved in that? Because when election commission is disqualifying you, then stigma is there. You can claim that now people will think bad about me, so there is a stigma. Now if it is a stigma, this is a punishment. If this is a punishment, there is a judicial review. Judiciary will definitely intervene if there is a stigma, and then these are the key points that the judiciary will look into. Okay, so this function of speaker is actually judicial in nature. And with respect to whip, Supreme Court have clarified some cases the whip issued is binding, especially in the case of confidence or no confidence motion. No confidence or confidence motion. Then again, passage of money bill, the whip issued is binding, compulsory, and also vote of thanks. Guys, during this time, if you are not following the whip and if you are losing the majority, means automatically the government will go. Okay, so vote of thanks of the president's or the governor's address. Look into various sessions of the parliament, guys, budget session and everything, presidential address, vote on account, vote of thanks, all the bills. We don't have time to look into. Please do that from your side. And then prorogation, adjournment. Adjournment means it's a small break. The session will not come to an end. Adjournment sine die means long without specifying an period, indefinite break. That is what adjournment sine die. Dissolution. It is like it is ending the very life of the Lok Sabha. Okay, the very life of the Lok Sabha will come to an end, and who will do this? President, on the advice of Council of Ministers. President cannot do alone, right? On the advice of the Council of Ministers, dissolution, and then general election are held to elect the new Lok Sabha. Okay, now one important point here, you guys need to see in detail upon dissolution what will happen with the bills pending in Lok Sabha. Okay, can you see this? There's something which is clearly given in Lakshmikant in a table. Upon reading, it is easy to. Okay, I'll quickly go with that, guys. If you can use the common sense, if the bill is passed by both the houses but pending the assent of the president, passed by Lok Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha. Now this Lok Sabha at that time enjoys the majority. There is no problem. Rajya Sabha also passed. Now it is with the president. Is there any problem now? It will not lapse, right? That bill is okay, normal. It will not lapse. So like this, you can use the logic and you can get the answer for this. There is no point in mugging up. But obviously, you need to see this. There can be a possible question from here. These are the areas from where they can make the twisted questions. Similarly, the bill is passed here, the bill is passed here, but it is returned, then it went to the president and then it is returned. Will it lapse? It is just returned. That means now the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha can reconsider it, right? Whether it is a newly coming Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they can reconsider it. So this will also not lapse. This will not lapse. Okay. Thirdly, the cases where the president called for joint sitting before the Lok Sabha got dissolved, that also will not lapse. The case of joint sitting, this also will not lapse. Similarly, there is no need to talk even about this. The bill pending in Rajya Sabha, that means originated here, but not yet reached here. Will that lapse? No. Whether Lok Sabha dissolved or not, how is it affecting? The bill is just originated. Here the discussion is going on. Whether the newly Lok Sabha is constituted, the general election is coming. At that time, it will come to the Lok Sabha. So there is no need to lapse that also. But in Lakshmikant, you can see that system and in the table that these are the bills which will get lapsed. I have just told you here what are the bills which will not lapse. But please see that bills which are getting lapsed also. Okay. Guys, just take a 9-minute break.